I then went through these mad dreams where my whole body, once I realised that I was shedding and I realised I was letting it go, you held me the whole night, because my body, I was in a pure state of, I have to surrender this. I don't know what's happening to me. I felt like the exorcist or some demon was going to come out of me. And oh my God, through my dream state, exactly what happened. My body went doosh. Like, it felt like my whole womb went doo. And then I was going in this, dipping in this hole.
And I was dipping, you were dipping
it with me.
I was doing it as
we
well.
would dip in dream
like
state.
hell.
And
It's like you was touching hell. It was like you was touching hell.
And then I just grabbed you, didn't I? And you were like, baby, you're okay? And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I don't know what happened there, but I just dipped in something. And then you were like, I did it too,
yeah.
So I was like, okay, are we going to be okay? And we didn't know what was going to happen.
We didn't know what was
But we thought
crazy.
we had so much trust that we would be fine. So we held hands again, and then I dipped in it 3 times. My third time, I went in, dipped thoroughly in it. I completely surrendered to it, because I thought, oh my God, there's nothing I can do in this hole right now. I was basically where you were at that first time.
You was descending.
I was
descending down into hell.
And then I dipped into it, and then suddenly my whole body, you were kind of awake now because you saw my whole body shake, right? I was in this, I don't know what happened, but my whole body went doosh, and it went doosh, and then I spun out of it. I completely spun out of this thing, and then I went, and I woke up, didn't I? And then you were like, are you okay? And I went, oh my God, okay, it's done, it's gone. And I just knew whatever that I held in there had gone. And it was, wasn't it?
It still freaks me out.
It still freaks me out. It's so weird, because everyone would probably think we're super crazy, but
we are super crazy.
Super experienced this through dream state, through releasing, through visualization, whatever it was, surrendering. It happened. I felt it. You felt it. You were there witnessing this movement within my bed. My whole stomach was going like this, wasn't it? Jolting. And it was like it was releasing. It was ready to go, but something didn't want to go. And I was like, "You're coming out of me right now." And then it did. It completely dispensed. I don't know what happened. And then the period came the next day. I knew it was coming. So I collected all of once it left, all the shedding was the last remaining of the remainder of the period, of the shedding, of the skin, of the womb, of the conditioning I'd been holding on to throughout lifetimes and generations.
So not only was you releasing it in yourself as an energetic bond, you was releasing it physically as well. My grandma
was there as well, and she was like, you're doing it. I had a lot of support and a lot of angels, and that's why I felt so released to doing it. Like, letting go of it was like, I held so many spirits and guides around me going, like, protecting me. I had so much protection. So going through that, I weren't scared. I had no fear of the deepest root of fear. Like, I went to hell and back that night. And in the morning, luckily after that, we ended up sleeping literally an hour or something. We ended up falling asleep because it had gone, and I didn't dip into it again. It was like, it's gone. And then, day 4.
But what you was left with was still your conditioning.
Yeah, but it's all that arose.
You started to see it,
yeah. It's a hard one to really grasp, but there's just certain conditioning between manipulation and sexual energy that runs generationally. Through, and also, into an extreme or not to an extreme. Memories were coming up of my past and past lives and childhood of things that I'd really been suppressing for a long time, but it was the reason behind my behaviour. So I really wanted to get down to the root of it, so then I could release it and let it go. So that day was very emotional for me, wasn't it?
So a lot of shame my side, and a lot of sort of sexual manipulation your side.
It was. And you know what, there's nothing in me to, because I know it wasn't me. It was me. It was like this energy within me, that like this good bad energy, the imbalance of evil, of the reasons why we live in our suffering. It's the root cause of all suffering is shame. And I was ashamed of my behaviour, so I didn't feel worthy enough for a good relationship. That's why I wasn't attracting it. But you have to accept all of your shame, accept everything that you may feel guilty for. Give yourself the forgiveness and the acceptance, and give yourself that, just surrender it, to know that it's not just you. You have a part of you that's pure love, pure light, pure being, pure acceptance and peace. And yet you're fighting this side of you that's basically keeping you in this darkness, because you're so afraid of showing your light or shining your light because you don't feel worthy. It all comes to the shame. And if you really want to get down to the root cause of all your suffering, you really have to go within and accept all of your shame and all of the things you may feel guilty for, and the stupid behaviours of this devil energy that comes up within us that wants to do some crazy things.
There's a lot more.
We're human beings. It's in our DNA.
There's a lot more within us than just shame. As we go into shame, there's also guilt. There's also forgiveness. There's so many layers in which we have to We have to work through.
And this is where our course is going to bring so much awareness between behaviour patterns and where we hold the emotion. So we show in our course so much of every behaviour, manipulation to aggressiveness to controlling to dominance to it goes on a scale, hasn't it? I mean, what I've come up with each chakra, all the emotions and the behaviours we hold within that chakra, why we tend to, if it's overactive or underactive, why we have these certain traits. This course just gives you so much of an understanding of where you have an imbalance and the things you may need to get rid of. And if the chakra cleanse check, it actually you can read your own body. I guide you through everything so you can understand your behaviours and your patterns. And once you have an understanding, we then give a questionnaire about each individual fear, guilt, shame, and then we go into it saying, what is it you fear most? What is it you feel guilty for? What is it you feel ashamed of being? What is it you shame on? And we help you go through those layers of yourself. So this is the self-assessment, self-transformation course that we are doing, because we want to share this knowledge that we've come into. I was already building up to this before I met you, right? But then actually experiencing it with each other and seeing this conditioning within ourselves has helped us transform. And this is why we've totally transformed our lives, haven't we? Still things are popping up.
Yeah, things are coming to the surface.
And even if that week was, it took 7 days fully of this whole letting go. Let's
talk about the last part.
Yeah, but where are we now? What actually happened after this?
Well, you're now aware of your own conditioning.
Yeah.
And let's talk about changing over from unhealthy relationship dynamic to healthy relationship dynamic, because that was the last part. That was the last part. That night when you started to, you was always looking through the eyes of like, I was trying to manipulate you, I was trying to have power over you, I was trying to control you, and I was like, no.
But once I let go of that, you changed. Because I changed too, because you thought I was manipulating you as well.
Yeah, but I needed you to see that.
Yeah.
You was only mirroring your own.
So was this the you were like,
relationship.
I'm going to take it out of you, because it was not only that release of the cocoon which took me into that thing. It was then this other darkness I had. You had
another, which was like the last part. You was holding on to an unhealthy relationship, unhealthy dynamic.
Yeah. Of toxic relationship.
And I needed you to see that so you could let go of it, because what you was putting on to me was the fact that I was trying to manipulate you, or that I was trying to hurt you, or that I was trying to cause you some harm, or I wanted power over you. That's the relationship. That's how you was perceiving me.
And anyone really like that I'd run away from.
Yeah. Well, that's why you was in these dynamics, these unhealthy relationship dynamics all of the time. And so we had to really go above and beyond, didn't we?
Yeah.
To get you out of there. I actually literally had to scare the living, and I didn't even know I was doing this. I just knew that there was something unhealthy happening within her. I mean, I really didn't have any knowledge of it at the time. But I come upstairs and you were standing there with a tie, weren't you? With a black tie. And I was like, right, put it on me then. Because I thought
you had the chain and
then I put my cross on.
Like,
and I put my cross on. And then we just sit there, didn't we? And we just started to talk.
So much. But yeah, for some reason I trusted him. This absolute nightmare of a person. I swear to God, like, after knowing you a few days, I fully trusted you with my whole entire life. I had to fully surrender. I thought I surrendered the night before and got rid of that thing that was keeping me in that state, but it was like, it was deeper, and it was like, oh no, not another layer. And I was like, oh, I hit the other layer, and I know why it's there. And then I knew the attachment I had, and I knew what I had to let go of, because it was a bond that was you was
holding on to an unhealthy bond.
Yeah.
And so I had to really get you to see that.
I know.
And then as you began to see it, you began to let go of it. And then as you began to let go of it, how much peace did you feel after releasing that bond?
The crap out of me.
I did scare I had to.
He had to, because then I was like, I surrender. I completely, and because you kept asking me, are you going to surrender to me?
Yeah, are you going to surrender? No. Give yourself up. No.
I've never.
But I'm here to love you. I'm here to guide you, to not to own you, but
I felt like you were trying to own me. But you weren't saying that. You weren't even saying that. I just was really perceiving you to say it.
That's how you were seeing it, yeah. Because you were seeing through that conditioning of unhealthy dynamics.
I didn't want anyone.
You was only used to that kind of pattern of behaviour.
Yeah.
And so
I literally did.
And it took us, how long did it take us? I swear it took us like, when you turned up here and you started telling me that this was happening, it took us like 8 hours for her to finally break this bond and realise. And so it was a crossing over from unhealthy relationship patterns.
I was basically always the one in control of my relationships.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that anymore.
And it was surrender.
I want someone to look after me, and I want to look after someone, but I wanted it to be equal give and take.
Yeah.
But I couldn't control the whole situation. I couldn't control you. You come along and you're very strong. You are a proper masculine man. Like, and I knew that. So meeting you, I was like, oh my God, I've actually met like a proper man, like a divine masculine. I could feel the energy within you straight away. And I knew I wanted to just be the female. I wanted to be the female and I wanted to have a man. And I didn't want to try and be the man in a relationship anymore. And I had such a powerful masculine energy within myself, which did not want to let go. But that masculine energy had come from like the masculine in my life. I was acting like in control of every relationship I was being in. And I was seeing these patterns so clearly. And I was like, I don't want to be the man anymore. I don't want to be the manipulator. I don't want to be the one in control.